Islam claims that if you find contradictions in the Quran, it's not from Allah. That's a big call, right? This declaration comes straight from the Quran. Surah 4 verse 82 says, "If it were from other than Allah, you would find much contradiction." So we went ahead and tested that. The Quran says it's clear, fully detailed, and explains everything. Surah 12 verse 111. Except Surah 3 verse 7 says there are unclear verses which only Allah knows what they mean. Wait. So it's clear but unclear. And that's just the start. If one contradiction proves the Quran isn't from Allah, what happens when we find dozens? Who is the Quran from then? Looks like someone's got some explaining to do. Now let's talk about the Torah and Gospel. The Quran repeatedly confirms the previous scriptures. Surah 3 verse 3. Surah 5 verse 47. Surah 10 verse 94. Surah 6 verse 115. The list goes on. So the Torah and Gospel were to be upheld and followed. But today there is one problem. A big problem. Islam of today says the Torah and Gospel are corrupt. But the Quran never says that. Not one hadith says that. So what changed? We know the messages of both scriptures are exactly the same today as they were before, during Muhammad and now. Is it that Muhammad's plan didn't work? When Jews and Christians didn't buy his act, he flipped the script and started calling them enemies. So, Allah all-knowing didn't know they were or would be corrupted. What happened to not one word of Allah can be changed? Are Muslims today mocking and contradicting Allah? Let's talk about Muhammad's track record. He thought he was possessed, not exactly prophet material. Tried to top himself, comforting. Was bewitched, so he was under magic spells, a fabricated false revelation. Oh, and his child bride Aisha. Even she questioned his conveniently timed revelations. The guy forgot his own divine verses to the point his own companions questioned him. We all know what he did to them. And yet Muslims today trust him blindly. And let's not forget the satanic verses where Muhammad literally promoted pagan god before saying that was Satan. The immoral list and mishaps of Muhammad is too long for this video. In closing, whose word really is the Quran? It's not Allah's. Was it the very man who wrote himself into the book to claim equal authority to Allah? You decide.